What's up guys? In this video I'm gonna talk about the iPhone 12 Pro Max, which is not only my phone, but it's also my camera with which I shoot these videos. I think it's definitely worth watching because I say things that you don't really hear anywhere else, so stick around. Right off the bat, I'd like to talk about the design and build quality. I think both are exceptional, but it also has some drawbacks. I really like the industrial design because it feels more compact and solid. By the way, I'm not using a case and the edges are not uncomfortable, but the back of the phone is really slippery, so I think you should be careful with it. You may think that it is a really big phone, but I think after a couple of days or after a couple of weeks you can get totally used to it. By the way, I'm switching to this phone from the iPhone 6s, and this is a really small phone compared to this one, and I got used to it really quickly. And I'd like to say that it's definitely a two-handed phone because only with one hand I was unable to reach every point of the display, or if you have really big hands then it can be a one-handed phone for you. But I have an average sized hand and I can say that it's a two-handed phone. If we're talking about the size, we also have to mention the pocket test. And when I'm wearing jeans, for example skinny jeans, I don't have problem like having the phone in my pocket. But if I'm wearing a sweatpants, then it's really important to have a zipper, because without that the phone can easily drop out from your pocket and the screen can break. The sides of the phone are from stainless steel. You may think that it is a fingerprint magnet, and yes, you're right, it is. But I mean, I don't really care because I haven't really noticed them. And when I use the phone, I mean, I grab it, I start to use it. I'm not checking the sides of the phone. So, I mean, a lot of YouTubers are complaining about that problem. I think that's not a problem. You can live with that. In the beginning of the video, I mentioned some drawbacks, and one of them is that the silent switch is moving a tiny bit. But yeah, it's moving into the direction how we should use it, but also the direction of perpendicular to the direction. And I'm gonna show it in the video. So it's moving a little bit. It's only a tiny bit, a fraction of the millimeter, but I mean, it's a premium phone, so I think it shouldn't. If you don't have a case on it and the phone is on the desk and you start to type on it, then it can be a little bit annoying because it's unstable because of the huge camera bump, which is like huge. Regarding the durability, I only tried to use it outside when it was cold. It was -5 degrees and it made a good job, so I haven't had any lags or something like that. It whirred like really quickly as it whirred indoors. Let's talk about the cameras. I mean, the main camera is a bigger sensor than what was on the iPhone 11 Pro Max, and thanks to that it can make better photos in low light. But due to that fact, it is unable to shoot really close photos or videos. That's why, for example, my iPhone 6s can do better like really close shots, videos, photos than the 12 Pro Max, which is a big disappointment for me. And for example, me, I really do like to make photos and videos from really close distance, and that's why it was a big disappointment for me. Because, you know, I bought a 1,300 euro phone and it can do that my iPhone 6s can do. So and when I watched other videos about this phone, other reviews, they are not complaining about this thing. I mean, I watched 10, maybe 10 videos about it, and no one has ever mentioned this feature. Why? The wide-angle lens camera is better than what is on the iPhone 11 Pro Max. It can do better photos and videos in low light, so that's a great feature. But if there's only a very little amount of light, then it suffers. It can do nice photos. I made these videos with the main camera lens, and it is so much better than what I have on my iPhone 6s. I'm gonna show you a comparison. Its aspect ratio is 16:9, which so at least something if I can do like really close up videos or photos. And maybe you think that there's the telephoto lens, and with that I can make like really close photos and videos, but that's not the same because I can see that the quality of the video is not the same as I do on the main camera. I mentioned that this is a two-handed phone, and I will tell you an example. When I'm outside with the dog, for example, I have the leash in my left hand and I have my phone in my right hand. I make a photo and I would like to check that after I make it, and I can't reach with my thumb the gallery in the camera application, so that's a problem. But if you are a left-handed person, then it can't do much of a problem for you. I read a lot of comments on other videos about this phone, and one guy asked how quickly starts the camera application, and I can say that it starts really quickly compared to my iPhone 6s, for example. And I have to mention that I'm using this phone for 1 month now, and the camera application freezed 2 times. Quick note here, I'm gonna do a comparison photo and video with my iPhone 6s and this phone, and you can see the development throughout the years. I mean, it was 6 years when the iPhone 6s was released, so I think that can be a great video. And hit the subscribe button and also the bell icon so that you don't miss that content. To sum up the cameras, it makes really good photos and videos, except that it can do macro photos or videos, and there is some kind of a flickering which I'm gonna show you. As you can see, it's flickering like hell. This is wide angle lens, and I'm on a bike and the road is not really perfect, but it's great. Oh Jesus, oh Jesus. I hope that the phone doesn't drop out of my hands, but it's really nice. Oh Jesus. Oh. Oh. This is the main camera. And this is the telephoto. It's really nice. This is 4K, 30 FPS, and this is the selfie camera. I think it's great. It's really wide angle. It works well, I think. Maybe there's a little bit problem if I'm doing this. I'm gonna run. I'm running. And now I'm just walking. 4K 30 FPS on bike, wide angle lens, main camera, and telephoto. It's a little bit cold, but it's still good. Wide angle lens. I think it's great. 4K 30 FPS, main camera. I'm walking. There's the sun. It's really nice. Wide angle lens. Ooh, that's not good. Main camera. And telephoto. You can see that it's a little bit distorted with the telephoto lens. Okay, I'm walking again. And now it's 4K 30 FPS, main camera, and I'm running. Okay, I'm gonna switch to wide angle lens, and I'm still running. And I'm gonna turn around and run again. Something about the software. I realized that when I try to lock my iPhone 6s and this phone, my iPhone 6s is much more faster when locking the phone. It's just a tiny thing, but it's really interesting. Why is it so much faster? one life hack which I'd like to share with you guys, and I didn't know about that. So you can kill the applications with 2 fingers at the same time, and I can do that also on my iPhone 6s. So it's not a new thing. Maybe you didn't know that. The battery life on this phone is amazing. It's amazing. On a heavy day, I start the day with 100%, and in the evening I'm having still like 25-30%. So it's really good. And on an average day I use only like 50 or 60 percentage of the battery. That's why the Pro Max is really good, because it has excellent battery life. As you may already know, Apple doesn't give you a new charger to this phone so that they can protect the environment, but they give you a USB Type-C and a Lightning port cable, which I can't use because all my chargers are the classical USB chargers. So if I'd like to use that new cable, then I'd have to buy a new charger, which is USB Type-C, and that would mean that it's a new box. They have to ship that, and like, you know, the initial goal of the environment protection would be nothing. That's why I use my Oxygen charger, which I bought last year, and it's capable of 10 watt charging. With the help of that, I can charge my phone up from 5% to 80% in just about 1.5 hours, and from 80% to 100% it takes again 1.5 hours. But if you'd like to use the 5 watt Apple charger, which is like really old, with that it takes around 3 hours to charge from 5% to 80%, and 1.5 hours to charge from 80% to 100%. So yeah, it's really slow. And this phone has a big battery, so that's why it takes a lot of time. So let's speak about the audio. The phone has 2 speakers, one on the bottom of it and one on the top of it. They are really good quality speakers, but if you would like to listen to music on the maximum volume level, then they can be a little bit distorted. But you don't want to listen to music on the max volume level, because those are so loud that they can hurt your ears. I listen to music and everything else on medium level, because for me that's like the most comfortable. When making phone calls, the other person's voice is a little bit more bassier than, for example, it was on my iPhone 6s. But I don't have any problem with that, because the other person's voice is really clear. I can understand everything, so I think it's really good. To unlock this phone, you can either use the Face ID or to type in your passcode. And there's a little bit of problem with that. For example, you are at the supermarket or at the gas station and you would like to buy something with the help of Apple Pay. You have to confirm the payment with your face, with the help of Face ID. And you know, it's Corona time, we have to wear mask all the time, and either you pull down your mask at the supermarket or at the gas station, or you type in your passcode. I think typing in your passcode is not really secure, because in those places there are a lot of cameras. I mean, Apple knew that it's Corona time and we have to wear masks everywhere. Why don't they put in a Touch ID onto the power button? Why? Because, for example, the iPad has that. And I think to unlock your phone while it's lying on the desk, it would be much more convenient to use the Touch ID rather than to use the Face ID or to type in the passcode. And last but not least, the display. It's an OLED one, which means that if it shows black, then it turns off the lighting behind those pixels. This way it can save energy. And the resolution is great, but for instance, the resolution on the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra is better, but at this scale, I mean, you don't really see any pixels at all, so the resolution on this phone is also really excellent. Alright, that's all. Thanks for watching. I hope it was useful. If you are not subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button, and also don't forget to hit the bell icon. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. See you guys in the next one. Bye bye.